Alright, good morning guys. I'm back doing a follow-up video regarding the outdoor Nepenthes, especially these Bicalcaratas. It is October 15th and it is fall now. Weather's really nice. Temperature right now says 64 Fahrenheit. Let me just grab this here. So here saying 62 Fahrenheit and then 39% humidity. And last night, from what I've seen in the weather forecast, temperature went down to, oh wow, all those birds. So yeah, weather forecast was down to like 55 Fahrenheit. And a couple of times last week it went down below 60. And just want to show you guys the Bicalcarata. There, I don't see any damage. These are definitely the old leaves when they were still in the grow tent, and I assumed before that it was because of low humidity, but I realized it's more of low temperatures. And in my previous video, I'll put a link below on the description. When I put them outdoors, they just grew like all of a sudden. They have several pictures. As you can see, this is the red flush. There's one behind there. This is the Brunei orange, and it's got a new bigger picture. And they've been in the grow tent for a year and there's no growth at all. And again, there's a lot of damage on the leaves, and I was thinking, yeah, it's just humidity. But then I brought them outdoors. Humidity went down to like 30%. At times during the day it was so hot, we had a record 74 days of 100-degree weather or more, 100-degree Fahrenheit. So it was really hot, but they loved it. And now for the last few weeks, temperatures like the last week, and so temperatures at night went down to like around, I would say, 65, 60, and then the past couple of days we went down to like on the upper 50s, 58. But again, as you can see, there's not much damage. But I'm not gonna take a chance anymore, because from the weather forecast it would go down to like 50 Fahrenheit tonight. So I guess it's now time to bring them indoors. And the main problem is, again, in my bigger grow tent, temperatures go down to like 70 consistently, and then that's what they don't like. But I've set up an old grow tent that I have, a smaller one, and I'll show that to you guys in a bit. But I want to show you the other ones here. This is the hybrid that I bought from a nursery, and it's just grown way tall. And I'll show you a picture of what it looks like. This one never had any problems. During the winter I kept it indoors, and it just kept still did well. But I'll put this in the same grow tent just to continue the growth that I just set up, just to continue the really nice growth. The color of the leaves and the pictures kind of washed out, and I think it's just like the terrible summer we had, but still it kept growing. Look at how tall that is. Several basils down here, so it's doing good. The Gaia, this one is the mother plant. I did a video wherein I separated the basils. I had like 5 basils separated. It kind of what do you call this, struggled a bit, but I understand, because I removed the basils, I repotted it. But it is one of the toughest Nepenthes out there, hybrids. I've read in the forums, I've seen the Facebook group that I joined, so I'm pretty sure it will bounce back maybe next year. And then you can see there's more growth here. I don't know if those are called basils, but they just kept on growing on the sides there. So yeah, didn't picture much, but again, when I put it outdoors, it's been like a couple of months after I did a repot and removed the basil, so it's a bit stressed. So no issues. I believe it will get better. So here's the orange flush Bicalcarata, Nepenthes Bicalcarata orange flush. Again, when it was in the grow tent, never had any pictures, but look at how big the new leaves are, and the new picture here. Oh, this one is a bit like a few weeks old now. but this is a new one, so you can see how big it is. I hope it acclimatize. Well, I think it will acclimatize in the new grow tent that I've set up for them, and I'll show you guys again how I'm able to make it warmer for them, but then it will have a drop in temperature at night, but not down to the 50s as outdoors now this fall and winter. And yeah, I'm very happy I finally got this to grow. One concern is from what I've read and seen videos in YouTube, these guys get huge, so that will be an issue, but it's not a big deal. I'm happy for what they're doing right now. So yeah, the experiment of putting them outdoors where temperatures go up to 110, and again 74 days of 100-degree weather, they liked it. Of course, the hotter it is, the humidity drops, but it wasn't a problem for them from what I've read and all what people are saying. 80% is the humidity that they need all the time, but as I've shown in the previous video, 30%, it went down to 30% at nights. I'm pretty sure it goes up early morning. During summer I would see it go up to like 80, but it will drop real fast by midday. So they are very, I won't say very adaptable. You still need to be able to provide that warm temperatures that they need, and then those slight drops in temperature at night really won't hurt them. Again, past couple of days it went down to like 58, 57. They're good, Fahrenheit that is. And then yeah, like for two weeks it went down to like a couple of days, or maybe 5 days, it went down to like the upper 60s, 65, 67, and they're fine in terms of temperature. So they're adaptable when they're acclimatized, but they really, I believe at this point, they really need the high temperatures of 80 or above. But we're under my patio here, so they're not like, it's indirect sunlight. Around 4 or 5 p.m. during the summer, they'll get the direct sunlight up to like 7, and that will bring the temperatures to like 110. I've seen that, but at that point, you know, they've acclimatized. So yeah, so I'll bring them indoors. I'll give them a bit of a spray because they're very dusty, but I'll bring them indoors and I'll show you guys my setup upstairs. Back here in my in our second floor, which I consider as my hobby room. In this area, you can see here's some water. I'm gonna do a water change later, but here's my bigger grow tent. It's a 4x4 by I think 6 feet grow tent, and in this room, oh, my kid there. So in this room, it's a spare room. One of my kids will eventually take it, so it's more of like we put extra stuff here. Some of my towels that I use for doing my water changes, all my buckets here for the rainwater that I save. I just let it go through a Brita filter. I use filters from our filter just to get all of the sediments out, not to make it drinkable or anything, but yeah. So this is what this area is for. And of course this grow tent. So you saw the bigger grow tent. I sold the triangular grow tent at the time. Before I sold the triangular grow tent, I had this, I bought this because I want to transfer all the plants. It wasn't a good idea because it's just way too small. This is the one with like 2 compartments, but I just use it as one, as you can see here. Then you can see the setup here, and I'll explain what the setup's for. But basically, as you all know, the Nepenthes Bicalcarata, I put it outdoors because for a year it's been in the bigger grow tent, and never had any growth, never had any new pictures, really slow down its growth, and eventually took it out. Warmer temperatures, it loved it. So I have all those leaf jumps as I showed you guys earlier. But yeah, it's getting colder. I need to bring it indoors, and my concern is, again, it's gonna be too cool. And was researching about what's the best way to heat a grow tent. And I'm glad I read about this. So basically, The setup here is a 5-gallon fish tank. Initially, I used a Home Depot bucket, a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket, but I have no use for this fish tank, so I just put this in here, and then put a heater, and it worked. And so the concept is, and from what I've read, and again it worked for me, is use water, put a heater in it, let it heat up, and that will warm up the place. The thing with that method is, from what I read, is it's hard to do in a bigger area, or let's say in a big greenhouse or a bigger grow tent. And from what I read, people who does this, they use it or do it in a smaller space. And that's when I realized, oh, I still have this grow tent, which is a 36 by 24 inches, so 3 feet by 2 feet by 4 feet, or around 56 feet or something, or inches. So for a month I've had this on, and at this point I can say it's working really well. I just opened this, so you can see 54% humidity and 79 Fahrenheit. The good thing here is, with this method, as you produce heat, which will spread throughout the grow tent, it will also, with all that evaporation, will also cause, or will lead into higher humidity. So it's a two-in-one method, which when I read about it, got me really excited, because I realized I can hit the temperature I need and at least the humidity requirements that the Bicalcarata, the Ventrata, and the Gaia needs. We'll start with the Gaia and my setup outside of the grow tent. So what I have here is the Inkbird temperature controller. For me, Inkbird is one of the best humidity temperature control gauges in the market right now. I've been using the humidity controller for a long time, until I moved to the Mist King, and then of course this one is the temperature gauge. So what my goal is, again, is to get the temperatures up here at least 80 Fahrenheit. And I find that setting this up to like so it's not really doing that. I guess it's the frame rate or something that's explained in YouTube. But what I have here is my goal temperature of 82 Fahrenheit, and right now it says 76.5 Fahrenheit here. So I opened this and it just turned on about 2 hours ago, so it's now not gone up yet. But basically, the the aquarium heater is attached to it, as you can see here. So it's attached, the aquarium heater is attached here. This part of the Inkbird, this is for cooling. So if it gets too hot, it will cool down. But I put a plug in here because I mistakenly put the heater here, and I was like, oh man, it's not working, I need to return it. But apparently it's my fault. I didn't read the instructions really well. I thought both are for heating. So I've set it up for 82. It will get it up to 82 Fahrenheit in here, and because of that, the humidity will also get up to, like, at least at the most I've seen 70, but consistent at 65. And again, people will say Bicalcaratas needed like 80%. However, again, in this summer, in my case, okay, I'm just saying in my case, I'm not saying all the time, it worked down to 30%. And that for me is good enough until spring next year, and then summer again, and I'll take them out. So yeah, so that heater is connected here. And what's really nice about the Inkbird is it stores all of these settings. So if there's a blackout, electricity gone down, once you turn it on, you don't need to put the settings again. It will retain it. And the reason why for me it's a good deal is because I don't want to keep this grow tent on 80 degrees Fahrenheit all the time. That would be crazy. That won't For me, that will, I'm not sure if it will stress the plant, but I'm also trying to acclimate the Bicalcaratas or all of these Nepenthes to be able to find that temperature drop. So when I take them out in spring and then like go through summer and then again fall, they're kind of used to that kind of varying temperature and humidity. And so I connected the Inkbird to a timer, which is this one, just a Walmart timer. And it's also connected, the light's also connected to this one. And at around 5 p.m., 5 p.m. the afternoon, this Inkbird turns off. And that's really cool because I would see, you heard that click? That's the fan. So the fan turned off. So anyway, back to the Inkbird. So it would turn off, and then again in the morning, around 7:30 in the morning, it will turn on. So that was cool because I was checking. Again, I've had this set up now for a month, so I was checking regularly, see if there's any changes. And I would see at night it would drop very slowly. I would see like going down to 76 Fahrenheit and then eventually like 71, 72. So that's good. That's good. It's not like a drastic drop which might stress out the plants. But this winter, we always keep our thermostat at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So not too cold, not too hot. And that would be able to maintain the temperatures in here. So that's what's really cool about the Inkbird. I can put it on a timer, can turn off, and then when it turn on again, all the settings I had is stored in here. I forgot. So the temperature controller actually has this probe all the way here, and I've placed it down here. This one is the probe that checks the temperature. So once it reaches 82, it turns off. And so far, I can say it's close enough in terms of how accurate it reads the temperature. So I have here it's saying here 77 Fahrenheit, 77 degrees. It's 77.1 here. I've got here a probe for this thermometer, and it's saying 75.3. So it's not far off. It's good enough. And Inkbird so far is consistent in its settings and its devices. So it's all the way up there. Initially I put it up here, but it gets too hot real fast, so I put it down here, because if it gets too hot too fast up here, it turns off, and it doesn't really have that consistent warm temperature all around the tent. And of course, if the thermostat turns off, it turns off the heater, and what happens is there's also low humidity. So I find this area here the best for it. And let's move on to the light. All right, so for the grow light, the brand is Alagi from Amazon. Here's the thing, there's so much brand names over at, or manufacturer names over at Amazon, that I really don't know which one is which. From what I know, some of these companies also changed their names for tax reasons or something. It's fine. There's so much competition that the prices of these grow lights and all this stuff are getting cheaper every year. Like 3-5 years ago, a aquarium light, a branded aquarium light, cost $150. Now you can get one for $60 to $70 with the same bells and whistles. Back to this grow light, when I was planning this tent, I don't want to spend too much anymore. So I have the tank. I already had the tank. I already have the aquarium heater, the fans. I already have those. So all I need to buy is the timers, the temperature controller, and the grow light. And so this Alagi grow light is only $25, $25.99 to be exact. Good reviews, not much, because I think they just released it in Amazon. One of the things is one of the concerns were it doesn't have like the heat sinks that others have. Oh, it's hot, so I'm just using my finger. It's really hot. In the reviews, never read anything about it burning down. I had this for a month now, so I can confidently say that one I have doesn't cause any burns. But yeah, so one of the main complaints was it gets warm, which is a plus for me because I need this grow tent to get warm really fast. Not really, really fast. I mean, it takes a while, but it does help with the aquarium heater. And it's turned on from 7:30 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon because eventually that's when winter comes. So it's a fall here, it's October 15th, but when winter comes, it's around 5:30. That's when it gets darker here. So yeah, no other issues. It works really well. Again, I had this for a month. Just want to make sure everything's running before I put the plants in. So yeah, it is warm, so that is good. So yeah, I'll move on to the fans. Regarding the fans, I have the AC Infinity USB fans, and it comes in pairs. I forgot the size. Very good reviews online in Amazon, and I've been using it in all my tents. I had this already, so I'm just reusing it. And it's connected to through that vent. And this power adapter doesn't come with it, so it's one of those extras things I have. And this is the Walmart timer, and the press buttons are when it turns on, and that's like around 15 minutes all throughout the day randomly, maybe around 30 to 45 minutes in between they'll turn off. And what's really nice is it has a controller here. As you can see, it's in low only, and basically this one here is situated close to a vent. What it does is it draws fresh air into the tent. And one of the things I learned in a grow tent, it's an enclosed space, so the plants will also need fresh air. And this one here, I've placed it right underneath this vent to draw air out. And what I found in the first week that I've set this up is it takes the warm air, because warm air goes upwards, and it's lighter, it goes upwards, and it just goes out through that vent. And what happens is it's the tent had a harder time to control the temperatures, and it takes longer for it to reach like 82 Fahrenheit. At first I even set it up for 85, but ever since I set it up this way, wherein it just circulates the air, and it's able to maintain that 82 Fahrenheit temperatures. I set it up for 85, but it gets really too hot and too much of a waste of energy, of electricity. And then the Bicalcaratas, ever since I put them outdoors, I found that they really don't need temperatures of always in the 80s. Although again, in literature, in research, and hobbyists, they say it needs to be 80 or above. But in the last few weeks, I'm getting them like temperatures outdoors is like in the 70s, and even at night it went down to like 58 Fahrenheit, and I've seen no serious damage or stress to the plants. So I don't think I need to keep it like in 85s all the time. Only reason why I have it at 82 Fahrenheit, I'm sorry again, the frame rate does this, is to maintain the humidity. Because if I just put it, I found if I put it like an 80 Fahrenheit settings, it will turn off at 80 and it won't reach like even 50% humidity. It will like just be like 40. And even though I found that outdoors Bicalcaratas can withstand up down to 30%, it's not 30% all the time. At night it goes up. So 82 Fahrenheit is the perfect setting. So yeah, that's the fans, the setup. Sorry, I just kept talking there, but basically that's how this setup is working right now, and it's working really well. I haven't really put the plants in. I'll put it in later and I'll show you guys. But yeah, it's been I've set this up already for a month and never had any issues. This is a hanger from clothes I buy in Walmart. Sometimes a couple would be included in the plastic, and I have uses for them. And what else? Yeah, the water looks nasty, but I don't care. And I think having a glass fish tank is better than a plastic bucket. You can feel the warmth in here, and whenever I open this, like first time in a day, you can really feel the warmth, so that's really good. But you can also feel the humidity, the sticky feeling of like moisture in the air, so that's good. This is my impatience weapons. It really was struggling in the grow tent, but now it's got new growth, so I think it likes the warmer temperatures and also the higher humidity. I've had the impacting weapons outdoors. I had one growing really well, like became bushy, but the heat is just way too much and it died off. So hopefully I get to keep this going. So what I'm gonna do now is sorry, my kids, it's a Sunday, they're having fun. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the plants in here and I'll show you guys. Alright, so I've placed the plants in here, and as you can see, I only have 5 plants, but it looks crowded already. And I'm happy of what the experiment produced. The plants did really well. The Bicalcaratas especially. This is the Pernai Orange. This is the Red Flush. And again, for a year, they're not doing anything. The leaves are browning on the sides. I thought it was just humidity, but I think they just need better temperatures, or in this case, higher temperatures. Even 100 degrees, they're able to withstand that like a champ. The Gaia obviously is stressed out. I just removed the basils and repotted it, but I don't think it will have any issues. Maybe other Nepenthes will have died already, but they did not. So I'm pretty sure it will bounce back by next year. Of course, the Ventrata here, there's a reason why they're the ones that's mass-produced, because they're very hardy. And this would be my first plant to have like this vining growth and basils, and first plant to be able to compare what the uppers will look like compared to the lower pitchers. So this is one of the mid pitchers, if there is such as one. They're just washed out in color. I guess it's because of the terrible summers we've had. And again, I apologize for the kids. It's a Sunday. But yeah, it's around 2 feet now. I've had this since March of last year, so a year and 6 months. This is the first plant that I grew outdoors at the time. Not the first plant, first Nepenthes. I just want to see how they do before I start bringing plants out. And the fall and winter of 2022 to 2023, I just put it in one of my bright windows, and it still did well. Of course, it didn't grow much pictures because it wasn't as humid, but I'm pretty sure in here it will do good. So I think they'll go through the acclimation stage or period wherein it's a new area, but it's not far off from the conditions outside, where it's even more extreme, where the temperatures went up to like the hundreds, and then of course during the nights it went down below 60s. I think they'll do good. I think the Bicalcaratas will continue its growth now that it's not as extreme as 100 degrees outdoors, because the last few weeks of fall or going to fall, where in summer our weather went down from like the hundreds to like the low 90s, and then the 80s, they start to still get that better growth. So I feel like in here they'll adjust real fast and have more growth. Oh my god, my kids. But I love him. I won't have it any other way. And I guess it's one of the reasons, or I appreciate all the viewers, all the subscribers. I know they've been hearing about like my kids, but I appreciate you guys. I mean, it's just part of my life, and I think it's one way of showing, it's not my setup's not like in terms of perfect and how I grow stuff, and I have kids, so it's one way to show that that's how I do things. But yeah, I guess that's it. They're in here now. I'll do a follow-up maybe in a month or two. I'll be checking on them the first few days. I don't think there is any problems because I have set this up, this new setup for like a month now. So at this point, I'm 100% about the conditions, about the setup, about the fans, about the heat or the temperatures. So I think they're good to go. And if you have any questions, any advice, just let me know in the comments. You know, the channels, my channel's doing good. I appreciate all the subscribers. I mean, I'm not one of those like big time YouTubers, and obviously in terms of like editing, even how I do my script, I don't write down anything, and I think I'm getting better. Less of the there. I had a viewer make that suggestion or even comment, and I think I'm more conscious about when I speak, so I appreciate that. So yeah, please hit like and subscribe. Any comments, any suggestions, please let me know, and have a good one.